So today we're going to replace a Grant steering wheel with a new one by GT Performance on my 66 Mustang. I recently had an especially good Christmas. This was because my wife made me the happiest car guy in the world by getting me a steering wheel. So today we're going to do a little bit of an unboxing and look at the deluxe steering wheel by GT Performance. And I've also got some other parts here. This is a turn signal cam that hopefully we'll get around to using. We got some door handles, which I may get around to putting on. But this is the real bad boy right here. This is a deluxe replica steering wheel from GT Performance. It's handsome. It looks great. It's going to really step up the quality in my cabin. Then we've got the rest of the parts here for it. And this is the crown jewel, actually. This has a patented O-ring seal, which prevents the horn button from flying off, which the Grant one flies off often and much. So pretty excited to finally have this thing on and actually have a working horn. And the quality is impeccable. Here we have the Grant steering wheel, which came with the car when I bought it. I've liked it, it's been good, but the center section pops off and the wheel itself gets loose. Okay, so our Grant steering wheel is off, and I wasn't able to show you the horn button popping off because the phone died in the middle of me taping this. But we've got it off without much issue. It's 3 bolts, and then this comes off, and this comes off. It's part of the Grant steering wheel kit. So anyway, we're gonna now add the steering wheel puller and get this last little bit off that belongs to Grant, and then we'll put the GT Performance hardware on. The steering wheel puller that I rented, which is right here from AutoZone, these bolts do not fit the Grant steering wheel pattern, none of them. So they were essentially worthless, but I was able to pull this part right off of the steering wheel hub without any issue. So I guess try that first and save yourself the hassle of going to the shop. You can see all the parts I've got laid out. I'm using an impact wrench just for speed. Now I'm going to see about replacing this little turn signal cam right here. It feels like it works, and even looks intact, but it doesn't return. When you turn the steering wheel and you're done, it just stays in that position, which is annoying. Alright, we'll see if we can fix that, and then we'll put on our steering wheel. I took a look at the cam, the turn signal cam, and actually it looks to be intact. So I'm hoping that the Grant steering wheel, which was wobbly the entire time I owned it, even after tightening it several times, I'm hoping that's the culprit, because I compared the old cam to the new cam and it looks the same. The tabs that indicate that it's not working aren't broken, and that saves me the hassle of having to solder in new stuff. I've got somewhere to be in a little bit, and it's just easier if it works. So I went ahead and put this GT Performance steering wheel on it. I gotta say, I'm not even done, and it already looks infinitely better, although I always liked my Grant wheel when I had it, and the rubber surrounding the wheel was very comfortable, especially when you gotta really grip the wheel, because I don't have the quick ratio steering yet. But anyway, I just love how this thing looks already, and the build quality is so much better. There's definite forethought in the engineering, and I don't see a problem with my horn sticking anymore. So I'm already excited, and I haven't even got to the part where the O-ring prevents the button from popping off. So I just like the total construction and beauty of this product. Alright, as I mentioned, I'm tightening up the wheel and things are looking good. I was using a Ryobi ratchet, but you know what? It has a hard time with the wheel because there's so much give. So you've just got to get in there and use your muscles, and but don't tighten it too much because you got to line up the bolt holes, and the holes are oversized, so it's not a direct fit. There's a little bit of play. Anyway, I'm about to finish up here. Alright, it's in, and I've got to say, it looks gorgeous. Just by sight alone, I really like it. It feels a little daintier than the Grant steering wheel, which felt like durable and sturdy, but you know, I've been assured that this is quality product, and we're gonna have to live with it. The only thing is the button, while nice, it doesn't have a spring or anything that seems to retain it very well. So that's news, but it's in there pretty good. There's a way to there's a spring that sticks out that you can kind of jimmy, and then the wires themselves kind of act as a spring, which is odd because everything else was so thought out, and this was almost like an afterthought. But this is the crucial part, besides the automotive jewelry of the steering wheel itself and the heritage behind the look. It's this cap and its patented O-ring that keep it on there, so you would think that they would, I don't know, just have like a big lazy spring underneath it to just feel even sturdier. But it's in there, and I'm going to hook everything back up. The battery was disconnected before I started. Definitely do that, even if you think you're a big stud and can get away with not. You're touching too much metal to have it live. So anyway, I'm going to hook that back up, and then for the first time in maybe 10 years, I'm going to hook my horns up, and hopefully they won't stick. Okay, here's the moment of truth. I reconnected the battery, and I hooked up the horn for the first time in 10 years. So I'm going to push the button, and we'll see what it does. And it didn't stick. That's amazing. Alright, so I got to get used to it a little bit, but still, that's amazing. And now it's time for a segment we like to call Ask the World. This is when we ask you, the world, what your opinion is of these two steering wheels. At the top we have the Grant steering wheel, which came with the car, and below we have the GT Performance steering wheel, which we just installed. Which do you prefer? Let us know in the comments section down below. Thanks. Merry Christmas.